Dear Pixie, you asked us. In your first post, you said that Kirkland Charleston, the friendly elf, was 99% probability on the trajectory for a place at the future round table in the lands of the Americano. On the other side, the throwing of the stone at him was a node point in all timelines. Was the latter written in his soul plan originally, when it is a node point, or was it a result that he served and fulfilled his soul plan so extraordinarily on the way to the round table that he created a new timeline? The pre-incarnational blueprint moves into an upgraded state or presentation once the soul walks the path of ascension at human incarnated level. The one you speak of did just this due to the energetic mass raised by reaching so many and planting seeds for their catalyzation, growth and expansion. He was thus a catalyst for the Christed path and ascension itself through the master-teacher-prophet pathway. The original blueprint shifts and changes in accordance with the new pathway forged through choices made and roads taken. Yet destiny overrides this as the higher blueprint, if you will. The blueprint is a living structure, and it moves, transforms, breathes, and holds consciousness, as you do, for it is you. The Creator and the creation are one. The one you speak of, the one our conduit calls thus Kirkland, who was and is known as Charlie, was indeed on a direct trajectory into the presidential round table of 12 plus 1 as the 13, which is the structure for the New Earth, New Epoch political presentation. The throwing of the stone was not a node point. Node points are events or occurrences in all timelines. The event of the one you call Charlie or Kirkland, being the chosen one for martyrdom as sacrificial lamb, was the node point in all timelines. How this was accomplished was variable within each timeline. Only the event itself was the node. The stone throwing was the play-out manifested in your experiential reality. The turning point is the reaction or wave produced by the node point event, which is instantaneous from the point of the node, but the wave itself moves over time, creating a new geometric field. You could therefore say a new timeline was created, but the trajectory into the round table and the node point event were both interwoven into the blueprint. Thus, a double wave is created. One through negative faction intention as a grief wave and polarity wave in one, leading to a new presentation for the second end times choice point for humanity. This is expressed as a choice by each individual's conclusion or assumption about the event itself. Within this are multiple decoy realities and false screens that do not hold substance, for they are illusion and they are indeed traps. Only the one truth holds substance. which is that which played out in actual reality, which is the node point and catalyst for the double wave. The overlord intentioned lower wave is finite, so shall be capitalized upon by those who move through the false screens and indeed create the illusions. The higher wave is indefinite, as in it unifies with the higher wave of reality as a Christed intertwined thread, hence the martyrdom of the one you speak of. Therefore the voice, words, actions and deeds of this one you speak of become immortalized, and the following in the footsteps of the Lamb, the Christ, the Son of God who has taken his place at the right hand of the Father, will be through many. This takes place over many of your earth years. And indeed, there is a wave of new incarnations who will take up this banner, fly this flag, and carry this burning torch that have not yet incarnated. Yet the node point we speak of will be embedded in the memory templates of the newly incarnated souls who walk the destined path created by the catalyst. They shall be from all walks of life, all nations, spread across your globe, world plane, and shall emerge from all four corners of your earthly realm. The throwing of the stone was not written into the blueprint of the one you speak of, but the removal through sacrifice and martyrdom was. He did indeed serve the blueprinted plan, but that continues within the levels of light, the etheric worlds. As long as the soul is remembered, then the individualized and ascended structure that is that soul continues to serve and align with the blueprinted mission within the state that is glory. He did not therefore fulfill the blueprinted plan as a soul, as it remains an ongoing mission and path. Yet so too was the trajectory for the presidential round table structure of New Earth also written into the blueprint. For within the blueprint is the quantum structure, where all pathways and trajectories are possible as potential and interwoven. Therefore, the node point as opportunity can be transformed and extended should the soul choose to do so. Yet the choice is made through free will and simultaneously lack of free will, as it is ordained. The choice at third dimensional level is rarely in alignment with the choice at higher dimensional level, which is the reason why third dimensionally incarnated souls in physicality move through amnesia. For if they knew the destined outcome, they would not walk the path and raise the Christed energy, which is the collective energy through the highest timeline, which is ascension. Yet for souls on the ascension path, as soon as they release from third dimensional physicality, they see the higher trajectory and come into alignment with their choice points, knowing they can enact and affect change from the etheric, heavenly, and angelic realms. You ask us why the perceptions, belief systems, and shaped early paradigms regarding this node point are in polarity. This is due to the intentional lower wave form from the overlord system, but also due to the bifurcated presentation upon your planet plane. You have the organically aligned to truth, unconditional love, and the Christed path. And you have the distorted, lost, confused, ungrounded, traumatized, fragmented souls. The latter cannot see the patterns of geometry that underlie reality itself. This is the environmental structure at morphogenetic seed point. It cannot be seen, felt, or heard by any soul who has not reached the level of the activation of the 5th DNA strand. You asked us, is my feeling right that this throwing of the stone is the true turning point, not only for the lands of the Americano, but for the entire village? Because his message, the one you call Kirkland, is now spread to all domains, and he is now more well known than ever. Not the throwing of the stone per se, but the node point event and indefinite wave, the higher wave, which is reaction, action, and catalyst. Indeed, this is global. As we have said before, the initial event is very often locationally placed within the Americano lands, and thus ripples out beyond that through space and through time. Know truth, and your compassion will be activated through the higher heart. Compassion is a living structure. It is a consciousness, and indeed it holds life force. The compassion you hold and radiate collectively will touch many. Those that move through the grief wave as a healing energetic, and those yet to come who stand as the righteous warrior of God. The turning point is the Indigo revolution as Indigo rising. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9,